Hey, I'm Chris.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm for Kyle.
And this is Tonight Alive fans on YouTube.
Yay!
Woo!
Cue ball.
Limitless was a pretty big departure sound-wise for you guys. Did you ever worry that fans weren't going to receive it well, or how they were going to receive it?
I mean, it was definitely on our minds, thinking about the way that people would react to it. But I had such confidence in what we were doing. I believed in it. I still do. I believe in it more and more every day that we play it on stage and talk about the message within the record. So I wasn't concerned that it was ever going to be a negative thing.
Okay.
I was ready to accept that we were moving on, and the important thing to us was to keep progressing, and we were sort of in a whole stage of self-discovery, self-improvement, and continue in that mode. And you kind of have to own it when you're doing that. Mm-hmm. You can't apologize, you can't second guess. So there's a lot of relearning for us. And yeah, that was like a day-by-day process. So I was never scared.
Okay.
I was actually always really, really confident. Not that everyone would like it. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the goal.
Okay.
It was just that the message would connect with the people it was ready to connect with. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of my focus.
Okay.
I think as well, the sound mirrored our growth as people, so it wasn't like, I don't know, I don't ever feel like it was like a conscious thing to like change our sound. That just happened because it came from us, because we grew so much as a band, and for me at least, I feel like it blew life into our band, and we started enjoying playing shows again, and because for a long time we were doing so much, and we kind of lost the magic. But I feel like Tonight Alive fell in love with being a band again on this record, and we took so long to do it, and then now we're here, and I think we're just ready to go for the next one. So it's kind of like we're really happy with who we are and where we are, and now I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I fell out of love with being in the band. None of us actually did, in my belief. I think we just rediscovered our purpose.
That's cool. Awesome.
And rediscovered our passion.
Yeah.
And when you do the same thing every day, you forget to have passion for it.
Right.
And actually on this tour, I'm finding myself going, oh my God, this is my favorite thing to do.
That's awesome.
And you just don't have that internal dialogue all the time.
Right.
So it's really important to rekindle and reconnect and like just bring yourself back to why.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the questions again. Stimulate like an actual consciousness about what you're doing and why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and like that was the whole movement with Limitless. Was like, but the artwork with the hand reaching towards Earth was kind of just meant to stimulate those type of questions, like the big stuff, like who am I, why am I, what am I, like, all that kind of stuff. So that's the foundation of where we're at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So were there any bands or albums that kind of led you to, because I don't know, I mean, I feel just knowing what you guys talk about musically that this sound kind of fit more, you know, like when you talk about, you know, Coldplay, I know you were really big on them for a while, that seems to fit more than the sound, like the pop punk sound a little bit. Sometimes.
Right, it seems to suit us more.
Yeah.
And
at least your musical taste, I guess.
Yeah, cool, okay.
So
what we're doing now represents what we enjoy more?
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does actually. I think we, as we've got older, we've definitely outgrown aggression.
Yeah.
And like angst, stuff like that.
It's a different emotion that we want now.
Yeah.
From music, and that's when we were writing Limitless. You know, I would just say, does this make me feel something, even if I've listened to it 100 times? And each one of those songs still does. So that's what Coldplay, I guess, was for me, because they make you feel something. And I guess when we were 15, 16, that's what punk was for us.
Sure.
But in a different way. But now it's, as Jenna said,
Right.
it stimulates asking questions about things, and that's what we wanted in our music, is for someone, whoever, it doesn't matter if you're young or old, when you listen to our music, when you put it on, it stimulates you, and you get to ask questions about yourself or other things.
It's a really cool thing that you just said, because punk music used to set me free. That's,
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of ways it still does, but it doesn't take me to the level that I want to feel free with.
Okay.
Punk like gave me a place.
Yeah.
Probably came into my life when I was like 12, 13.
Okay.
And like became increasingly important to me, like every single month of, you know, my teenage life. So yeah, I think music for me is all about being set free. And the older I get, that sound actually just kind of changes, that's all.
Cool. So, I mean, I love David Bendeth. And I know, I've heard he can be a little difficult sometimes to work with, but I kind of wanted to know, like, what kind of effect he had on you guys as a band, if he influenced the sound of the new album, or just in general, how recording with him kind of helped you.
He made us realize the best versions of ourselves, and the hardest possible way to do that, you know. It was kind of like we had to break down everything else to really find out who we are and what we were capable of. That was the best thing that he did, and the best thing for me that he did is that he always had a vision of what it was going to be on the finish line.
Okay.
And for me, I needed that, because I had no idea what it was, and I'm such a control freak, and that was really scary for me to not see where this was going to end up. So it was nice to have this, it's like a lamp, you know, in the darkness, and that's what he was, especially for me.
Okay.
I think he made you think.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds really stupid, but I remember on Warped Tour, I was thinking, right? And I was like, oh my god, I haven't thought about things for a long time, because you just go on autopilot.
Yeah.
And going back to when we were making the record with David, when we met him, started having meetings even before we were showing him songs, he would ask questions and I couldn't answer them. And he was always just prompting you, provoking you. He's like trying to evoke something, like, and I was like, okay, this is making me realize, like, I'm not in touch with how I feel and what I care about right now. And that's a problem. You're a songwriter and you don't know how you feel, then what are you supposed to do? Your craft is completely limited by that. Right. So there were moments where he really made me stand up and use my voice. Okay. And I remember having to defend myself, having to defend songs, just giving a reason for things. And he didn't accept your first answer, I feel like. It was always like, let's get to the next level. Why? It's like, okay, so someone says, yeah, I'm depressed. It's like, yeah, okay, why? And then you're like, fuck, I don't know. How do you answer that? Right. And that just really, he was just like a scavenger. He was always looking for the deeper meaning with us.
And make you fight for the songs.
Yeah.
You know, make you really care about those songs, because he would constantly ask you, yeah, why are we doing this song? Like, or like, what's this part? Or what's that? Like, constantly. So you had to love it so much to fight him on it, and to give him an actual answer that he's not just going to be like, you're full of shit. But it wasn't because he wanted to get rid of the songs, it was because he wanted to get the best version of us on the songs. Yeah. Right. And at the time, you absolutely hate it, and you'd go home and you'd be miserable, you know, but the next day you'd wake up and it's a new day, and I'm going to fucking go in there and do my best, you know. So I think David, I don't think every band would work with David, because if a band didn't really quite care about where they were going or their craft, then I don't think David would work very well. But for us,
it's like, if you're ready to like face yourself in the mirror,
yeah,
go work with David Bendeth. we were ready, but we didn't realize at the start, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't think you ever really know when you're ready. You just kind of have to dive in.
It's kind of like that thing, like, yeah, we're ready, and then you get there and you realize, I was not ready for this at all.
But like, the best things that can ever happen to you are like the most challenging. And that's what David presented us with.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're giving you the real shit, Chris.